Bam. My people. My people. We still arguing about it. We still talking about it. The New York State Athletic Commission and their review of the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach outcome. Um, I'm gonna wait for my peoples to join in this argument, in this conversation, in this debate. But I start off by reading this. The commission informed a Roach attorney Friday that while Roach should have been credited with a knockdown and Willis made a mistake, it was not going to change the outcome. I want you to think about that. They acknowledged that Roach should have been awarded a knockdown, and they acknowledged that Willis made a mistake. So, what went into the decision making process? What went into them deciding, well, we're going to leave it as is? I don't know. I just know that, for whatever reason, they decided it's going to stay as is. Um, I see Lamont Roach already responded to the New York State Athletic Commission. John Parham, what's the deal, my brother? Damn right, it sounds a bit off. Like, I think, honestly, I believe that this is going to be grounds for a lawsuit. I don't think that this is over yet. I think this might end up in court. Like, you're acknowledging it to a lawyer. You're saying, yes, he should have been awarded a knockdown, and yes, the referee messed up. But we're going to leave it like that. First of all, their credibility is out the window. Completely out the window. The New York State Commission, the New York State Athletic Commission has zero credibility. And then when it comes to integrity, we don't even have to talk about it. There is no integrity. There is absolutely no integrity. I'm actually looking at it. It was posted on Boxing Scene. The fact that, they actually reached out before we got the news, before we found out that they decided to keep it as is, they reached out to Roach's lawyers. And they told Roach's lawyers, straight up, Roach should have been credited with a knockdown. And Willis made a mistake. But we're going to leave it like that. How is it? How is it that this even happens? Mika, yo, bro, best regards from Germany, Frankfurt. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Shout out to everybody up in Germany that tunes in. Appreciate you, man. Real talk. So, there we have it, my people. PR boxing. Boxing is just like WWE, bro. Fake ass. Man, listen. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I can't even knock you for saying that, my brother. A lot of people are saying that. How exactly do you admit that he should have been awarded a point deduction? You admit that the referee messed up, but we're going to leave the outcome the way that it is. Frankfurt, Germany in the house, yeah. How does this even happen? My brother from Germany, yo, go ahead and subscribe, my brother. Hit that like button. We doing this boxing thing out here, my brother. Real boxing talk out here. Vibe Zone Film, Africa is inside, gang. Ooh, Africa's in the building. What's the deal, my brother, my African brethren? Yeah, good to have you on too, my G. It was not just the knee, bro. Of course not. It's the him turning his back on his opponent. It's the him getting helped by his corner, which was grounds for disqualification. Right now, the New York State Athletic Commission, they have no credibility. None whatsoever. Like, who's going to trust their judgment going forward? Micah, scrolling through live videos and stops here. Appreciate you stopping in, my brother. We talking boxing. We talking the situation with Tank Davis And Lamont Roach, JU sound is low and not clear. Let me see if we can fix that. Hold on. Let me know, my brother, if it's clear now. I had a fan that was blowing into the mic. Let me know if it's clear. So, again, my people, we have to consider, how do you trust a commission, an athletic commission, that says, can you hear? By the way, John Parham, let me know if you can, if my audio is good or if it still sounds low. I could try to make some adjustments. Let me know, my brother. Can you hear me clearly, or is it still low? Let me know so I know if I have to adjust the microphone. Everybody, my peoples, can you hear me clearly now? Bro, let it go. The fight passed a long time ago. Oh, man. When you say, bro, let it go, uh, when you say let it go, let me see. Let me fix this. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. There you go, my peoples. Let me know if you can hear me better now. Let me know if you can hear me clear. Bro, when you say let it go, look. Look at this. Urquhart boy, watch this, my brother. That's the only thing you said so far. 100% I'm already sure you're a Tank Davis fan. 100% sure, because only Tank Davis fans don't want to talk about it. Tank Davis fans don't want to talk about the rules. So that's all you got to say for me to know that you don't want to talk about the rules of boxing. You just want to move on. It's good, bro, the sound. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Lord Freezer, salute, my brother. Bam. Um, and we are going to be talking, by the way, Canelo's score, we're going to be talking about it. But that fight is still not happening yet. And this is going down right now, my brother. That decision was handed by the New York State Athletic Commission just yesterday. How are we not going to talk about it? It's yesterday that we found out that the New York State Athletic Commission decided to rob Lamont Roach. They robbed Lamont Roach, big. Lord Freezer, bam, salute, my G. You already know what it is, man. I appreciate you dropping through, my brother. So, of course, we got to talk about it. Of course, we got to talk about it. I'm not sure what's causing my audio to not be clear, my peoples. I hope, but even though it's not as clear as it usually is, can you at least hear me? You know, can you understand everything that I'm saying? I want to make sure of that. We're going to be talking facts out here. I want to make sure everything is clear. Eugene Parsons, say let it go. Hasn't even been a month. Tank fans quick to bring up the Devin Haney shit that happening a while ago. Yo, bro, Tank fans been bringing up everything that they could. I had Tank fans bringing up Floyd Mayweather fights, Ugas versus Errol. They bringing up everything that has absolutely nothing to do with this. So I had a microphone on, but there was some issues with it, so I took it off. Let me try it again, guys. I'm going to put the microphone on, and let me know if you can hear me clearly. So look, right there, the microphone is on. Let me know if y'all can hear me. There's a microphone that's plugged in right now. Can you guys hear me? Mic check, mic check. Want to make sure you guys can hear me, because we're going to be dropping bombs up in here like Hiroshima. Dropping the truth, man. I know, yo, when people say, move on, let's not talk about it. You know something is going down when people don't want to talk about it. They don't want the truth to come out. They don't want the reality to come out. That boxing is going to be discredited because of this decision. When you know that a rule is broken and you decide not to fix it, then you know what's going on. They overturn it, give it up to Roach. I mean, that's what should have happened. That's what should have happened, my people. They should have overturned it and give it to the guy who won the fight, as per the rules. But they decided to ignore it. PR boxing. Boxing is like WWE. I mean, that's what they're showing us. And I hate to say that, man. I hate that argument. Because, that's my favorite sport. And I want to believe that the competition is fair, that the right guy's going to win, that they're going to follow the rules. But they're not. We're looking at it right now. We're looking at it right now, my peoples. They're not going to follow the rules. They're going to be biased towards the star, towards the bigger name, towards the guy that's selling, that's making more money. And that's insane, man. The integrity of a sport is what makes people want to follow it because they feel like this competition is real. This outcome is not scripted. Right now, with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, there's a lot of people saying, oh man, boxing is fake. Just like you, PR boxing, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people saying boxing is fake and boxing is scripted. Why? Because, yo, the commission admitted. They admitted Lamont Roach should have been awarded a point. Referee Willis made a mistake. How you telling me that somebody made a mistake, but you chose not to fix it? What the hell was the point of the review for if you chose not to fix it? They should have never reviewed. Listen, my people, I'm going to tell you like this. If they would have never reviewed this fight outcome, we probably wouldn't even be talking about it right now. We would have already moved on. But when they say we're reviewing it, we're like, oh, wait a minute. They're reviewing it, and they're going to follow the rules. What rules? They're not going to follow shit. They're not going to follow shit. They showed us. We just found out that the New York State Athletic Commission has zero integrity. There is no integrity. There is no, oh, we made a mistake, let's try to fix it. There is no fixing it. They left it as is and ruled in favor of the Stars. Now, I don't know if some people got a little money in their pockets. I don't know if they touched some paper and rule in the favor of the people that's moving the money. That was a Tank Davis promotion fight. They put together that event. So I don't know what went down in this. I don't know what happened. We're not going to get an explanation why they gave up that ruling. We're not even going to get an explanation why. We just know that they admitted Lamont Roach should have been awarded a knockdown. That should have been a 10-8 count. The referee messed up, but it's going to stay the same. We're not going to fix it. Lord Freezer, I guarantee that Tank will skip the rematch. He never rematched anybody, even Pitbull never got a rematch. You hard boy, it's not fake. Just sometimes they don't score the right points. You're right, my brother. Sometimes they don't score the right points. That happens a lot. But this time it was under review, my brother. And even under review, when they admitted that there was a mistake, they chose not to fix it. They could have fixed it, my brother. They decided not to. That's what makes it come across as fake. Come on. Eugene Pearson, bro, you know powerful people are involved in this situation trying to influence Lamont. What do you mean trying to influence Lamont? Lamont Roach should have won that fight. Tank Davis had a point deduction that never happened. And think about this. There are going to be no consequences to anybody. A point deduction that should have happened. Oh, well, he missed it. Oh, well, it's a draw. Oh, well, we're not going to change anything. Yo, you know how bad it looks when you admit that there was a mistake by the referee? When you admit that there should have been a point deduction and your next move is to leave it the same? Yo, the New York State Athletic Commission, if they ever had any credibility, that's out the window. Zero credibility. PR boxing is old money, bro. Damn, I hate to believe it, man. I hate to believe it, but what do you believe? What do you believe when they admit that there was a mistake and at the end of the review they chose not to fix that mistake? They could have fixed it. They chose not to. So how do I debate, how do I argue with somebody that's telling me that boxing is rigged? What argument do I have to make? I'm talking about Eugene Pearson. I'm talking about him going to court and get the appeal. People with money don't like that shit. The problem with that, my brother, what you're saying, is that the New York State Athletic Commission, they actually announced their review before Roach took any action. They announced the review before Roach did anything. After they were already reviewing, that's when Lamont Roach requested for the outcome to be overturned. But they were already reviewing, my brother. So all I'm saying is, my peoples, and I will repeat it, what is the point of you saying, number one, Lamont Roach should have been awarded a knockdown. Number two, the referee made a mistake. And number three, after the review, we're going to leave it the same. What is the point of a review if you're not going to fix the mistake? You see, normally, like in other sports, when there's a review for whatever the case may be, and if they see there's a mistake, they fix it. How did you review it and come to the conclusion that it's going to stay the same? So now when people tell me boxing is corrupt, boxing is corrupt, boxing is scripted, what argument do I have to make when they're showing me, we're all seeing that the New York State Athletic Commission ruled in favor even though there was a mistake? I don't know. I don't know. You know, I really don't know how I can argue against you. My boy PR Boxing says, yo, boxing is WWE. How can I argue with you? How can I debate with you about that? When we already seen a review that it doesn't even make no sense. What are you reviewing? Like I said, in other sports, when there's a review, they fix it. How do you admit that there should have been a standing 8 count when he took a knee? The referee made a mistake. You're admitting that to the lawyers of Roach's team. And you still say, but now we're going to leave the outcome the same? You know, we found a mistake. We can fix it, but we will not. What is going on? What is going on? My peoples, John Paramount, appreciate it, my peoples. Hit that like button. Whether you agree with me or not, hit that like button because we arguing out here. We debating. We going back and forth. Eugene Pearson, New York is my home. In New York, it's always been a dirty place. Yo, listen, man, New York, the New York State Athletic Commission, they did Lamont Roach dirty. They did boxing dirty. What credibility, I'm gonna even record this, man. I'm gonna even record this. My peoples, what credibility does the New York State Athletic Commission have when they acknowledged that a mistake was made by the referee, when they acknowledged that there should have been a knockdown when Tank Davis took a knee, but the end result of the review is that they're not changing nothing? What credibility can they have? What integrity do they have? Because it looks like they have no integrity. It seems like they simply ruled in favor of the most famous person. The person who puts the butts in seats, the bigger star, got the ruling. So is boxing fair? Is boxing scripted? Is it fake? How do I argue? How do I defend what just happened here? How? This is sad, my people. This is real sad for the sport of boxing. This is the greatest combat sport that there is and that there ever was. But look what they're doing to us. Look what they do. You're protecting Tank Davis and screwing Lamont Roach over simply because Tank is the bigger star. PR Boxing, someone is getting paid for that O. That's what it looks like. Of course, that's what it looks like. A lot of money. Someone had to be paid a lot of money. Because we have to take into account that the New York State Athletic Commission, they were only talking about the knee. I want you guys to think about this. Apparently, they were only reviewing the knee. How is it possible that Tank Davis turned his back on his opponent and the referee, which many times we've seen the fight be ruled a TKO when you do that, protect yourself at all times and all that good stuff. That's a technical knockout. Then you have your corner helping you mid-round while the clock is ticking. That's grounds for a disqualification. The New York State Athletic Commission didn't even say nothing about that. They acted like those things didn't even happen. We watched it live, my people. 3 infractions back to back to back. And the referee just stood there like nothing happened. He started the count, and I guess he must have remembered, oh shit, this is a Tank Davis promotion. Let me stop this count. But whatever took place, the New York State Athletic Commission could have fixed it. They chose not to. Where's their credibility now? This is sad, yo. John Parham, boxing is making UFC more entertaining. My brother, a lot of boxing fans since the last 4 or 5 years have quit on boxing and went on to watch the UFC, went on to bare knuckle, where for now, at least, they don't have that outside influence to make them decide in favor of this guy or in favor of that guy. In those sports, the guy that's supposed to win the fight, wins the fight. But we see what's going on in boxing, man. That favoritism, that we're going to do it for this guy, but we're not going to do it for that guy. I don't know. Eugene Pearson, this is how it must have felt like when the mafia used to run boxing. Of course, this is it right here. We're experiencing it. We are experiencing it. Of course, this is how it felt. We all saw what happened in front of our eyes, yet, no, we're going to leave it like that. This feels like the referee got paid, the judges got paid, the New York Athletic Commission, everybody got a nice little check. That's how it feels like. Because for them to already have admitted that a mistake was made, for them to already have admitted that there should have been a point deduction, and still leave it the same, and still not overturn nothing, what is the point of the rules? What are the rules for? Can anybody tell me? There's 2 things. Number 1, there's rules for a reason, and number 2, there's a review for a reason. What the hell are you reviewing if you're just not going to do anything? That's why I tell people, look at other sports. Look at other sports when something happens that triggers a review. That review can change the outcome. That's the point of a review. If you're not going to change anything, no matter what, because this guy's the bigger star, because this guy makes more money, then just don't review it. Just from the beginning, let us know, yo, listen, there was a mistake, the referee didn't count, but we're going to leave it like that. They should have told us this on Monday. On Monday, my people, they should have told us we're going to leave it the same. Because what are you reviewing? We already know about the knee. We already know about going to the corner and then wiping his face mid-round, grounds for disqualification. But what are you reviewing if you're going to leave it the same? It took you 5 days to just tell us you're going to leave it the same? Or it just took 5 days for y'all to get that check from Tank's people? Yo, here's your check. Rule it in our favor. PR boxing. So now everybody can take a knee and go to the corner to get something or do something. I guess so. I guess so. That's why I've been telling people, when they rule, and if they rule in Tank Davis' favor, they're setting a precedent. Going forward, the next person who take a knee, if they deduct points, they're going to say, wait a minute, why are you deducting points on me when there was no point deduction for Tank Davis? And by the way, my peoples, the referee, Willis, somebody saw him in public and pressed him. Like, yo, why you did this? Why you didn't call it? Why you didn't call it? And his only answer was, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. You damn right this feels like the days the mafia was running boxing. They do their shady moves behind the scene and then they can't talk about it. That's exactly what it looks like. Who is running boxing? Who is running the New York State Athletic Commission? Who is it? Who are these people? I'd like to know. I'd like to know who is it that decided to leave it like that, and and do a little research to see if he got a little bag recently and bought a new I don't know, a new Mercedes Benz or a new home. Who are these people, bro? Listen, it's not just the ref. They need to fire a lot of people. They need to fire the ref. They need to fire everybody in the New York State Athletic Commission. Everybody who was involved in this so-called review, they need to fire all of them. Fire all of them jackasses. Because people like that will ruin the sport of boxing. People like that is the reason why boxing fans leave to MMA and leave to bare knuckle. Or people who are not boxing fans will jump in my life and tell me, you see, I told you boxing is fake. Boxing is scripted. The New York State Athletic Commission, with this decision, they're left with no credibility. There is no integrity within that. I don't even know what to call it, that business, because that's a business. That business that they got going on over there is shady business, man. I don't know who they connected with, who they getting money from, how they move. I don't know none of this stuff, but it's real shady when you admit there was a mistake and the referee messed up, but we're gonna leave it like that. Bro, really? Really? Yeah, that. Tank won, stop it. Bro, we're not talking about Tank winning and losing. I get it if you're a diehard Tank fan and you're gonna defend Tank no matter what, great. But at the end of the day, the New York State Athletic Commission admitted that there should have been a point deduction, and they admitted that the referee made a mistake. They could have fixed that mistake, and they chose not to. Charles Mills, the problem is they said, okay, he took a knee. It's a knockdown, which obvious. Then you have to rescore the whole fight round by round. Order immediate rematch. What are you talking about, my brother? You making that stuff out of thin air. You don't have to rescore the whole fight. That's one round. That's one round number 9. The only thing that is missing here is the point deduction. That's it. Everybody knows that's what's missing, the point deduction. When you're talking about there, the whole round, I don't know how you even came up with that logic. Like, no, I've never even heard that logic this whole week. That's the first time I hear that. Raw Dog won. It was a draw. Exactly, my brother. It was a draw. Lord Freezer, Tank knew he lost. The fact that he tried to make an excuse and act calm in the press conference is disgusting. Charles Mills, Tank was outlanded by 20 punches, and Lamont threw 200 more punches. And I'm a Tank fan, but he lost. That's what I'm talking about. Lamont Roach threw more punches, landed more punches, should have won even without the knee. But okay, they scored it a draw. They scored it in favor of the champion. Great. But that point deduction, they already admitted it. They already admitted that there should have been a point deduction. They already admitted that the referee made a mistake. So how do you review it for a whole 5 days and you decide not to fix that mistake? Yeah, you got that wrong, bro. You said Tank was not hit before the knee. He was hit right before the knee. If you didn't watch, maybe you didn't see the video, maybe you lying. But I'll replay it for you right now. This is what happened. Tank took a jab in the eye, boop, and went like that. And right there went on a knee. So yes, my brother, you got that wrong. He actually got hit less than 2 seconds before the knee. That's what burned his eye. Maybe there was Vaseline in the glove, and that burned him. So you literally, my brother, either making that up out of thin air or lying, defending Tank no matter what, but he absolutely got hit right before taking the knee. Oh my God, yo, you see, now you're giving me the Tankomania logic. That's some Tankomania shit. His brain hit his eye. Bro, did you not watch the video? The video's already out there with him getting hit by a jab, and it's the jab when he went like that. He got hit with a jab and went like that. Stop doing that, man. When you lie to defend somebody, it shows that they're wrong. It shows. Come on now. It shows. Tank Davis got jabbed in the eye and went like that from the jab and right away took a knee. The glove didn't touch him. Watch it go. Oh my God, yo. Y'all in denial about it, bro. He got, yo, he didn't get hit hard. It wasn't a hard jab. But the jab, yo, grazed him in the eye. That's what made him go like that. It was the jab. And you know what? Listen, my brother. Since you want to argue something that it didn't hit him, that it was his brain, the rules of boxing say that taking the knee is a point deduction. No matter what you want to say, whether you want to say he didn't get hit or not, the rules of boxing say it's a point deduction. The New York State Athletic Commission said it should have been awarded a knockdown. So you see how your argument that it was his braid that hit him, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. You could even say, oh, no, it was a fly that came in and went into his eyeball. The knee to the ground is an automatic point deduction. The New York State Athletic Commission admitted that, my brother. So why are we even arguing about, no, he didn't hit him, That doesn't even matter, bro. I entertain that argument because, hey, we going back and forth. So I'll entertain the argument. But it's incoherent and irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You see, now you're saying, no, it's up to the ref. Wrong. It's not up to the ref. The New York State Athletic Commission already admitted that too. You keep making the Tankomania arguments with the Tankomania logic. The New York State Athletic Commission admitted two very important things. Number one, it should have been scored a knockdown. So what you're saying about his head is irrelevant. And number two, the referee made a mistake. If the referee made a mistake, you're wrong about, oh, it's up to the referee. It's up to the referee. Don't even repeat that no more to anybody else, my brother. That's a lie. It's not up to the referee. The rules are not up to the referee, my people. The referee can't decide when he's going to follow the rules and when he's not. That's cut and clear. That is cut and clear, my brother. Come on, man. Jay Smith answers Sean Williams. Damn, what Sean Williams said, I missed it, my brother. Wait. What's the way he had 2 points deducted? Sean Williams, shut up and stop crying. You can't penalize Tank because the judges made a mistake. You see, that's easy. Look what Sean Williams said. You can't penalize Tank because the judges made a mistake. The judges did not make a mistake. The referee made a mistake on a countdown that should have took place and did not. I've never mentioned the judges. The judges' scorecards are not in question. You cannot question the scorecards. That's why fighters get robbed and you can't really do nothing about it because you cannot question the scorecards. But what is being questioned is the knockdown that was not scored. That has nothing to do with the judges. So there's the answer, my people. And look, y'all mad at Tank because of the ref. You see, there you go, Tankomania logic. Nobody's even talking about Tank. Nobody has even mentioned Tank or said anything about being mad at Tank. We're talking about the New York State Athletic Commission admitting that there should have been a knockdown and admitting that the referee made a mistake. But y'all go in the Tank defense mode because Tankomaniacs, anything that doesn't favor Tank, y'all find an argument for it. Y'all really trying to find a way to argue against it. But the reality is that the commission already admitted it. They admitted that the referee made a mistake and they chose not to fix that mistake. Angry Knicks fan, Loyal Tony, the ref should have noticed the grease and treated accordingly. There was no grease. That's Tankomaniac fans that say there was no grease. There was a punch in the eye. And by the way, you say treated accordingly. What do you mean by treated accordingly? Not follow the boxing rules? Who told the Tank Davis fan base that if you got grease in your eyes, you could take a knee. Whoever told you that lied to you. They lied to your face. You've been bamboozled. Having grease in your eyes doesn't mean you could take a knee. It means your ass got to fight till the end of the round, and mid-round, your corner can help you out. But I don't know, yo. They've been lying. Who been lying to Tank Davis fans? Who told you that grass, that something in your eye means you could take a knee? Who lied to you? Bring them on this live so I can set their ass straight. John Parham, he trolling. We having a good time, my peoples. It's all good. Let me see. So Charles Mills says, it's not Tank's fault for the ref not to enforce him, but the ref can't let someone take time out whenever. That's a fact, my brother. Listen. Tank Davis did nothing wrong. He took a punch in the eye, felt the burn, and what he did was very smart, because if you shut up, you could take a bunch of punishment right then and there. We've seen a bunch of fights where a fighter take a knee, very smart, take an 8 count, reset, and keep it moving. Tank thought there was going to be an 8 count. There wasn't an 8 count. Lord Freezer, Tankomaniacs ruin boxing. Yo, Tankomaniacs will ruin boxing because they don't care about the rules. It's all about defending Tank Davis no matter what. Yeah, that. You can take a knee whenever you want, but you can't be DQ'd for doing certain things. So look, Tank Davis, look, this is the point, my people. We can debate opinion all we want. Opinion, that's just what it is, an opinion. And we can always debate those. But what we cannot debate, my peoples, is facts. It's facts. Look, I'm going to read this to you, my people, so you understand what it says. The commission informed a Roach attorney Friday that while Roach should have been credited with a knockdown and Willis did make a mistake, they're not going to change the outcome. Bro, they already admitted that there should have been a knockdown for the knee. Why are Tankomaniacs still talking about the grease in his eyes? Like that means anything. Like, oh, if he got grease in his eyes, it's okay for him to take a knee. It doesn't matter whether or not he had grease in his eyes. It doesn't matter, my people. Doesn't. And John Parham, grease is gone after 2 days early. I bet, Tankomaniacs don't even want to hear that. This guy had his cornrows done on a Wednesday. The fight was on a Saturday. I did cornrows. I had long hair for over 10 years, bro. When you do cornrows, in 2 days, that grease is dry as fuck. It's dry. That's it. There is no grease running down your eyes. You got to be delusional to believe that. Only a Tankomaniac will believe that 3 days after you did cornrows, you got grease coming down your head. That's crazy. Sean Williams, you assuming the glove burned his eye. You can't say that he ain't happened. But you talking about facts. Bro, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. You talking about grease in the eyes from a guy that did his cornrows on Wednesday and fought on Saturday. You got to be delusional to think that 3 days after you did cornrows, you got grease rolling down your eyes. And by the way, I'm talking fast because I saw a video. I saw a video where Tank Davis got punched in the eye, went like this, and took a knee right away. It's on video, my brother. Come on now. I know you want to defend Tank no matter what, but there is video evidence of it. And the funny thing is that y'all still keep wanting to talk about the grease instead of talking about the rules. The rules were broken, my peoples. The rules were ignored, my peoples. Angry Knicks fan loyalty. Loyal Tony, depending what type of grease. Oh my God. My brother, if y'all want to believe that it was grease, go ahead and believe that it was grease. I don't have to convince you otherwise. Grease or not, there should have been a point deduction. The sanctioning, the athletic commission already admitted there should have been a point deduction. So go ahead and take the grease, man. Go ahead and take the grease. I literally watched that man get punched in the eye, blink, and go down. You want to think it was grease? Cool. You can have that. Even if it was grease, it's still a point deduction. Why is y'all talking about grease? The grease doesn't change that. It should have been a point deduction. That's why you're out here looking like tankomaniacs. You bringing up something that doesn't change anything. Yo, that shit crazy. Yo, Tank Davis been fighting for what, 4 or 5 years with cornrows? Oh, when he got punched in the eye and went down, now it was grease. The first time that he had a decision like this, where it's being under review, now it was grease. Now y'all want to believe that shit. Man, look at, like, that's embarrassing. Like, I would be embarrassed to make that type of argument. Yeah, that. They were running water down his head between rounds, my guy. Boxing been shaky way before the Tank fight. Again, I already told you, my brother, have the grease if you want to have it. Believe whatever you want with the grease. It's still a point deduction. Taking a knee, it's still a point deduction. Have the grease if you want it. It's still a point deduction. It doesn't change anything. So if y'all want to argue that there was grease, it don't change nothing. It's still a point deduction. You got the New York State Athletic Commission saying that it was a point deduction, saying the referee made a mistake by not deducting a point. And y'all still arguing about grease? Come on, man. Shimhan, happy International Women's Day. I mean, considering the fact, bro, that it's a bunch of men up in here, I don't know who you saying that to. It's a bunch of dudes up in here. This is a sausage fest. What you talking about, happy International Women's Day? Are you a Tank fan that want to change the subject? What the fuck? But again, my people, why Tank Davis fans keep talking about grease in his eye when that don't got nothing to do with nothing? Yeah, that they're standing on the ref call. It's too late. It's too late. Be real. They won't change it afterwards. Well, when you admit that there's a mistake made and you decide to leave that mistake, it's not a good look for the sport of boxing, bro. Really not. Sean Williams. Wasn't grease the girl showed the product she used? Oh my God, yo, I'm not even going to keep reading that. Y'all still talking about grease. Sean Williams. Let's move on from the grease. The grease doesn't even matter anymore. Charles Mills. That's why Tank ran over to the corner, because he ran to the corner assuming he had 8 seconds. He thought he took a knee for an 8 count. He took a knee for an 8 count. But the referee looked out for him. The referee looked out. Never gave him that 8 count. Yeah, that don't matter. Run it back. To you, it doesn't matter because you're a Tank Davis fan. But guess what? When other fighters start taking a knee and they say, well, you can't deduct the point because Tank Davis also took a knee, it's going to matter. When people start saying boxing is rigged and boxing is fake, it matters. The integrity of the sport is under fire because of this. That's why people say tankomaniacs, y'all will ruin the sport of boxing. Y'all will run boxing into the ground. G-Bo, answer the question that the fight could have went different for both fighters if the ref ruled a knockdown. Therefore, it's good for the commission to let the draw stand. Bro, we watched 12 rounds of boxing. It was scored. You saying it could have been different, that's what could have, should have, would have. It's about what we know for a fact. Could have, would have, should have doesn't change anything. Both fighters gave it everything they have for 12 rounds. That's a justification. When think about other sports who review different things that may happen. What is the point of a review if you're gonna say, well, we reviewed it, we see a mistake, we're admitting the mistake, but we're not gonna change nothing. We're gonna leave it like that. And look at that. They never wiped Tank eyes, only his hair. Like, I don't even know why you're talking about that. You see? It's like the Tankomaniacs want to talk about everything except the knee that wasn't a knockdown and except the review that decided to leave the mistake as it was. Y'all still talking about the grease and talking about everything else. Yeah, that when he went to the corner, I'm a Tank fan because I grew up with his brother. I'm not a maniac. Oh well, I'm gonna tell you like this: if you a Tank fan, if you grew up around them, I expect you to defend them, my brother. I expect you to defend them, and I respect that. But defending them by making crazy arguments, you making crazy arguments, crazy arguments. But I get that you gotta defend you. Not only that, you gotta defend them because you they peoples. Lord Freezer, not even women in MMA and boxing who come with cornrows ever make an excuse like Tank did. 100% cap. Of course, it's 100% cap. You cannot take no goddamn knee because I got something in my eyes. Let me take a knee. You can't do that. You cannot take a timeout. And no matter what argument you want to make that his braid went inside his eye and he used a type of grease that is still greasy after 3 days. I don't know what other arguments y'all want to make. You still cannot take a knee. It's still a point deduction. The referee made a mistake. And the athletic commission chose not to fix the mistake. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, my people. I was helping you out. They never wiped his eyes, though, only his hair. So what was really burning? Nah, nah, nah. They didn't really. They wiped everywhere. I saw, like, when he put his face out, I really saw him kind of wipe everywhere. Head, face, everywhere. Like, the towel just went everywhere. That's what I saw. But at the end of the day, a knee is a knee. And it should have been a knockdown. And the New York State Athletic Commission admitted this should have been a knockdown, and the referee made a mistake. But that mistake, we're gonna leave it like that. What credibility do they have going forward? Who the hell is going to believe in the New York State Athletic Commission now? After they do some goofy ass shit like that. Now, I'm gonna play you guys something, and this was actually recent, so you can see the truth, the reality, my peoples. Warlock Boxing. What's the deal, my G? Look at this, my people. Look at this. Look at this.
There was three different situations where 3 ways Roach should have won that fight. Took a knee, that was a standing 8 count, 100%. That was a knockdown. Then he turns and walks away. That the ref should have waved it off, and that should have been a TKO. And then his partner steps into the ring to wipe his face. That's a disqualification. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's no way Roach shouldn't have walked out with that belt in his hands. There was three different situations.
Come on, my peoples. Come on. Come on, my peoples. How exactly do all these things happen in front of our faces on live TV, and the ref misses it? And then they say, we're going to review it, but we're going to leave it like that. Yeah, they made a mistake, but we're going to leave it like that. Bro, I don't know who was it up in here that says this was probably how it was when the mafia was running boxing. We just witnessed some mafia type shit, bro. Lord Freezer, these fans worshiping Tank like he Queen Latifah. Jibo, Tank after getting grease in his eye. Damn, my people. Is the mafia running boxing? Who's who? Like, who the hell's running this shit? How do you tell the people, there was a mistake, but we're going to leave it like that? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, that. Because Tank sell out arenas, duh. And Canelo's going to, so Tank is #1 in the U.S. Okay, Lord, listen, yeah, that. I know you're close to them or family or whatever, but you're wilding out. You're wilding out with what you just said because Canelo sells out way bigger arenas than Tank Davis. Canelo sold out AT&T Stadium. Do you realize that Barclays, the place that Tank is selling, Barclays, fit over 5 times inside a Texas stadium? You wildin' out, my brother. Canelo is that guy. Canelo sells way, way, way more than Tank. Don't take it that far, bro. And then you saying Canelo's gone? This guy's gonna fight in May. And then he's gonna fight Crawford in September. What are you talking about? Canelo's gone. Like, what? What are you doing? Don't do that. You see? Come on now. Yes, in Saudi. And where you think he's gonna fight in September? Terrence Crawford. He's gonna fight in the U.S. And he's gonna sell more seats, make more money, more everything than Tank Davis. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. You're gonna fight Terrence Crawford in September in the U.S. I think in Vegas. Don't even compare it. Then you said Canelo is gone. How is he gone? We got two big fights scheduled. Come on now. Come on, yeah, Dad. Why not Vegas in Cinco de Mayo? Yo, is His Excellency Turkey Al-She paying the money? He's saying, yo, come through, fight over here, and then fight Crawford. That's business. But don't say that Tank is a bigger. Listen, bro, you gotta be trolling. Tank Davis doesn't make half the money that Canelo makes. Half he doesn't make what Canelo makes. He sells out smaller arenas than Canelo. Come on, come on now. So you gotta stop that, man. You gotta stop that. It's not even close. Who makes more money in boxing, Tank or Canelo? It's not even close, man. Now you're gonna embarrass yourself with that argument. You're gonna embarrass yourself. Tank has never made even close to the type of money Canelo makes. He hasn't sold out nowhere near Texas Stadium. Why do you think Canelo? Why do you think Tank Davis fights in Brooklyn? You know why he fights in Brooklyn? Because if he was to fight in Texas Stadium, that shit gonna be empty. You filling out a small venue, when you go to that big ass venue, that shit gonna be empty. They can't sell that shit out. So they fight in a small venue so he can sell it out. And it can be like, oh, look, it's sold out. The Barclays, yo, that shit fit in the little corner of Texas Stadium. The Barclays fit in a small corner in Texas Stadium. You saying I'm a Canelo maniac? Look at the difference. Tankomaniacs make up fake news about Tank to try to defend him. You over here talking about grease in his eye. What? What are you talking about? Now me, I'm telling you the facts about Canelo. That makes me a Canelo maniac. He sells out bigger stadiums than Tank. He makes more money than Tank. He's more famous than Tank. He's more followed on every social media than Tank. Wow, telling you the facts make me a Canelo maniac? Or just make you a Tankomaniac that cannot handle the facts? Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. The bigger star, don't even bring those two names in the same place, bro. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Eugene Pearson, that Crawford fight might be bigger than the Floyd fights. I mean, listen, Canelo versus Terrence Crawford is going to be one of the biggest fights in recent history. We're talking about the U.S. versus Mexico. And not one of the Mexican-American fighters, because we know Canelo is Mexican. Canelo learned how to speak English the other day. So this is truly Mexico versus the U.S. The Mexican fighter versus the African-American fighter. You know how much history is there? Like, you can go all the way back to Julio Cesar Chavez and Sweet Pea or Meldrick Taylor. Yo, the Mexican versus the American, that's a huge showdown. 2 stars. That's incredible. And then both of them are guys within the pound for pound list. That fight is gonna, the boxing world is gonna stop and everybody's gonna watch that. Oh my God. My boy said once Canelo comes back, yes, he's number one. Like Canelo left. So he's having one fight somewhere else, so he's not number one until he comes back. Man, shut the fuck up. And we just trash talking here, but shut the fuck up. Man, shut the fuck up. This dude said once Canelo comes back, like what? Shut the fuck up, man. God damn, you gotta be trolling me. Once Canelo comes back, he's having one fight in Saudi Arabia, so he left. He got to come back to be number one. Shut the fuck up, man. You playing with my emotions right now. God damn, what's going on? Yo, I'm telling you, Tankomaniacs be saying some shit. But I digress. I digress, my people. And it's all love, yeah, that, by the way. It's all love, my people. You know, y'all be trash talking me, I gotta trash talk you back. Shut the fuck up. um, but listen. I want to say this, my peoples, and I want y'all to take it on a serious note. Honestly, whether you believe it or not, and you can look at my posts, I am a Tank Davis fan. I've been following and supporting Tank Davis since he turned professional. Not since he turned professional, since he probably had like, I don't know, 6, 7 fights. That's when I really started paying attention to Tank Davis. And I'm a fan of his. I've been supporting Tank. When you ask me about Tank's skills, I'm like, yo, Tank is one of the best in the game. He's an elite level fighter. Ooh, Superman. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. I'm a Tank Davis fan, my people, for real. But I'm not more of a Tank Davis fan that I'm a fan of boxing. Because what I understand that some of you don't, one day Tank is gonna retire. What are you gonna do, yeah, that? Are you gonna retire from watching boxing when Tank retires? No, I'm assuming you're gonna keep watching the sport of boxing. So the sport is bigger than any one fighter. We gotta protect the integrity of the sport. This decision by the New York State Athletic Commission, yo, is setting a precedent for what's gonna happen going forward. Shim Hum, they're saying you hate on black fighters. I mean, I didn't see nobody say that. I didn't read whoever said that I hate on black fighters. But Terrence Crawford is my favorite fighter in the world. My number one pound for pound fighter is Terrence Crawford. He's black. My number two favorite fighter is Shakur Stevenson. He's black. My favorite up and coming fighter right now is Kermel Moulton, Zachary Moses. They're both black. Most of my favorite fighters are black. And you know, newsflash, look at my skin color. What I look like to you? Y'all be wilding out. What I look like to you? Abdullah Mason, another one of my favorite fighters. See? But people who bring race into this, that's because they can't handle the truth. Oh my God, yo, Shim Hum, this guy said I look Mexican. This guy really said I look Mexican. Like, like, bro, I know a lot of Mexicans. I grew up in New York City. I've never seen a Mexican that looks like me ever in my life. I've had people tell me I look Puerto Rican. I have people tell me I look African American. I've never seen nobody tell me I look Mexican in my life. How the hell do you even come up with that, bro? How? Like, you gotta be trolling me. You gotta be trolling me. This nigga say you look Mexican. Look, I'm gonna show you what's funny. Look. Look, look at the color of my eyes. Look at the color of my eyes. You ever seen a Mexican, pure Mexican with green eyes? I really look Mexican. Look at my beard. You ever seen a Mexican? Like, that's crazy. That niggas is wilding out, bro. Sound like you know Spanish. I do know Spanish. I do. I'm Dominican. I'm Dominican, my brother. But in case you didn't know, this is a boxing channel, but I'll give you a quick history lesson. Slaves came from Africa to Dominican Republic. There could be slaves that could have been your great grandfathers that they simply got separated and your ancestors got put in one boat and my ancestors got put in another boat. Your ancestors landed somewhere in the U.S., my ancestors landed in a different island. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? We got to understand something, my peoples. Another quick history lesson. You could be black because you're African American, right? So that makes you black. But that doesn't mean people from other countries not black too, bro. I'm not African American, but I'm black. There's a bunch of people all over the world that's also black. Come on now. You gonna tell me I'm Mexican? I look Mexican? Man, stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap. That's that's crazy. That's wilding out. But again, I digress, my peoples. Facts, Brazil and Colombia have blacks too. Bro, I have uncles, I have uncles and aunts that if you see them, you think they came right off of the jungle in Africa somewhere. But back to boxing. Back to boxing. Everybody already knows I'm black. I'm Dominican, but I'm black, my nigga. Back to boxing. What should that New York Athletic Commission have done? That's it. That's the real point. The New York State Athletic Commission, what should, if they identified there was a mistake, what should they do? Yeah, that. I want to hear your thoughts on Turkey. Let me say something about Turkey, my people. I appreciate that you bring that up. Yeah, that. Let me say something about Turkey, my people. Yeah, brother, definitely black. Come on, my nigga. Listen, I want to say something about Turkey. I like Turkey because he's making big fights. If you saw that card with Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev, that was crazy. That was insane. That whole card, 5 championship fights, and it was, yo, I had surgery before that card, right? Yo, I was screaming so much I almost ripped my stitches out. I still have stitches from a surgery. Them shits almost got ripped out from that card, just going crazy, right? So I like what Turkey's doing. He's trying to get the big fights. There's only one thing that Turkey did that I didn't like. On that last card, um, Adames and what's the guy's name? Hamza Shiraz. Adames and Shiraz were fighting, right? And it was a very close fight. They were going at it. It was really back and forth. But after like the 6th round, Adames started taking over. Now remember, Carlos Adames is Dominican. I know some of the people he trained with from here, from Dominican Republic. A lot of people don't know this, but I was working with the Boxing Association last year for a whole year. So I was in a lot of boxing tournaments with the amateurs. I was with the professionals, making videos and all that, right? So I got to meet some of the people that work with Carlos Adames. So obviously, I'm gonna be biased, right? But as I'm watching that fight, after the 6th round, Carlos Adames started taking over. Boom, putting hands on Hamza Shiraz. And then what happened in the 10th round, you may have seen it if you was watching that fight. His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh got caught in Hamza Shiraz's corner, tell him, yo, 2 points. 2 points, we're down 2 points. Let's work. That's cheating, my peoples. Now, I know that His Excellency is a fan of boxing. He's passionate about the sport. But I'm going to tell you why that's cheating. His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh is the most powerful person in that arena. He's the guy moving the money. He's the guy making everything happen. So what do you think happens when the judges see the guy who's paying all of us favoring one corner? That's it. You affect the integrity because it puts it into question. Damn. Did the judges see that? And you know what? I'm going to tell you something funny about that too. His Excellency, if you watch the fight, I seen His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh get up from his seat like 3, 4 times. But you couldn't see where he was going because he would just leave the angle of the camera. So you can't really tell where he's going or what he do. But then there was that one time where there was a camera right there that caught him. Hey, you're down 2 points. You can't do that. You cannot feed a fighter in his corner insider information about the scorecards. You can't. That's why in boxing matches, they have to guess. Yo, I think you're close. I think you're winning. We're losing. Let's go. But you're guessing because you don't know the real score. Let me give you an example. Remember Terrence Buck Crawford and Sean Porter? His corner told him that he was losing. He was like, I'm losing. And he went out and he stopped Porter. But when we look at the scorecards, you can Google the scorecards. He was actually winning. He was winning the fight. But it was so close that his corner told him he was losing. They wanted to make sure that he stepped up his game. They wanted to make sure that he closed out the championship rounds. But they were wrong. He wasn't losing. He was winning on the cards. So that's the point. You cannot get insider information about the cards. Larry Detambor, Roach won that fight. A lot of people agree with you, my brother. A lot of people saying that, I felt like Roach won the fight without the knee. But I'm not even arguing that because when a fighter gets robbed, there's nothing to argue. We can't question the cards. We could be mad about it. We could say he got robbed on the cards, but we can't really question it. The only thing I'm arguing is like, wait a minute. The athletic commission knows that a mistake was made and they chose not to fix it. That smells of corruption. Straight up corruption. That's what it smells like. It smells like when the mob was running boxing. That they just made a call like, yo, make sure you're reviewing it, but leave it like that. I don't care if you admitted that there was a mistake. Leave it like that, my people. Pierre Oliver Dallier, salute, my brother. Do you see the new gym of Robert Garcia? Stunning. I seen videos. I seen videos of it. And Robert Garcia, I got all the respect in the world for him because he accomplished as a boxer. He's an accomplished trainer. Was trainer of the year. What was it? 2 years ago, something like that. He was trainer of the year. This guy is going into the Hall of Fame as a trainer. He's one of the best trainers of this era. Shimshan smells fishy to me, my brother. I'm trying to tell you. Whether you're a Tank Davis fan or not, you gotta acknowledge that something was off. We found a mistake, but we're gonna leave that mistake. It makes me feel like, damn, who got paid off? Who got paid? Who got money? Who got a new bag? Who's gonna be buying a new Ferrari or who's gonna be buying a new house? Cause that don't make no type sense. Mr. B, at the end of the day, you can't play it safe. In boxing, shouldn't have taken the knee. I mean, Tank Davis took a knee, but he's the star. He was able to do it. Five Line Leon, they said he handpicked the judges. Tyrell B says, but Tank lost. 4 a.m. Jordan, Tank ain't lose, stop it. You see? That's the crazy thing about it. There's fans who feel like Tank lost, and there's fans who feel like he did not lose. That's opinion. That's why when we can't agree on opinions, let's talk about the rules. We know about the rules. That's the problem. Yeah, that. They won't make that mistake again. I guarantee it. Bro, you're saying they won't make a mistake again. You could be talking about the referee won't make that mistake again. But the New York State Athletic Commission, they could do whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. And they admitted that there was a mistake, and they decided to leave it like that. That's horrible, bro. Superman says, talking about people hype because Lamont got a draw, shaking my head. That's wild. That's wild. That's crazy. It's like you cannot defend the rules of boxing. You cannot defend the integrity of the sport without being called a Tank Davis hater. Because if you make an argument that doesn't favor Tank, you're a Tank Davis hater. Come on now. Shimshan. Tank is one of the cash cows not in bed with the Saudis. They couldn't afford for him to lose. I mean, they was not trying to give him that L. They was not. They were like, nah, we need to keep Tank undefeated. But y'all gonna remember this. Y'all gonna remember this, my peoples. Right now, remember, Floyd retired 50-0-0. Tank Davis now has those wins and that one that is a draw. And that draw is always going to be up for debate. That draw is going to go down in history as the fight that he lost. And the athletic commission decided not to fix it. It's gonna go down in history as the draw that he got it because of a mistake by the referee. Nobody's ever gonna be able to change that. They got an asterisk. You should have had a loss, but you got a draw. Superman, you saw my previous comment? My bad, Superman. Can you repeat that comment? I missed it. Five Line Leon. You remember Patrick? Um, he used to be #1 in the world at 130. Sparring him in my profile picture. Oh, salute my brother. Salute my brother. I respect that. And you may have heard me saying it. I respect all fighters. Salute my brother. Um, yeah, Dad. I don't think Tank cared. I mean, it's not even about what Tank cared and Tank doesn't care. He did something, he got away with it. I think he's happy about that. Eugene Pearson, in 20 years, we'll be talking about Mayweather, not Tank, I promise. I mean, Mayweather, he's widely considered as the GOAT. So we're going to be talking about Floyd Mayweather. Tank, I don't know, because Tank, he still hasn't beaten anyone that everybody's like, oh my God, he beat. Tank is the favorite in every one of his fights. Yeah, that only the haters think that means something. I mean, I don't know why you see, you're referring to the people who defend the rules as the haters. And those same people refer to you as the Tankomaniacs because you ignore the rules, defend Tank no matter what. Tyrell V. I understand boxers don't want the sport to beat them up, but there's still limitations and you need to entertain the fans. If you don't like to box at a high level, you shouldn't be in the sport. I mean, that's facts. That's facts. Five Line Leon. That's him with Don King. I just changed my profile picture. Yo, listen, like I said, Five Line Leon, I respect everybody who fought, everybody who stepped in the ring. I was an amateur boxer myself. I went to the Golden Gloves, made it to the semifinals. I know what it is to stand there and trade leather with somebody. I know what that is. I know what it feels like. And by the way, I've taken a jab in the eye that made my eye burn from the same Vaseline that I had in my face. Oh, my eye burned. But I didn't do that bitch move. I actually fought through the round, and in between rounds, I had my face clean. So if you box too, my brother, you know what it is. That Vaseline can go in your eye, and it burns the same way. That's just the reality. Superman, the maniacs are getting me tight because they're not acknowledging the rules. They refuse to acknowledge the rules, my brother. That's what it's all about. It's all about the rules. Ain't nobody hating on nobody. But as soon as you bring up the rules, you're a Tank hater, you want them to lose, and all this crazy stuff. Meanwhile, if you look at my videos, I predicted Tank Davis was going to win by knockout. That was my prediction. You think I want my prediction to be wrong? I predicted, assuming Tank was going to knock him out by or before the 8th round, my people. That's what I wanted to happen. Tank to knock him out. Yeah, that. No, think the draw means something. Tank probably tried to lose. He told Lamont they won't give it to you. Watch Tank when they said draw. Of course. Of course, I was there. I watched it live. And I seen Lamont Roach when they was laughing and trash talking each other. Tank was like, they not going to give it to you. They not going to give it to you. He knew. It was the GTD promotion. It was a Tank Davis promotion. It was a Tank Davis promotion, the Tank Davis referee, the Tank Davis judges, and he already knew. That's it. We was not in on the secret. This was the Tank Davis party. And Lamont Roach was invited to get knocked out. He refused to get knocked out. He came with his own script. Tyrell V. And your skills will follow. Help upper your value. And I tell you what, since you're talking about upper your value, my man's Lamont Roach, his stock is way up. Way, way up. Tyrell V. Tank is not going to get that Mayweather money or Canelo money until he takes real risks that he can skate off and become a businessman. And that's real talk. That's real talk. Tank Davis, he actually said that he's gonna make more money than Floyd. Yo, listen, fighting guys that people expect you to beat all the time, it's not gonna happen. Not fighting none of the champions in your own division, you're not gonna get Floyd money. Bringing champions up from lower divisions and fighting guys who never fought for a title, you're not gonna get that Floyd money. Hell no. Look who Floyd fought when he got his biggest purse. Manny Pacquiao broke records with that. Well, then after that he fought Conor McGregor, but that was a circus show. But Manny Pacquiao is the boxer that made Floyd Mayweather the most money he ever made up until that point. Yeah, Dad, gotta go. Keep it 100. I'm subscribing now. Salute. Yeah, Dad, I appreciate you, my brother. See you soon. We're gonna be going at it again. Um, 4 a.m. Jordan says still topping Shakur though. Still stopping Shakur. That's an opinion, my brother. If you have that opinion, we shall see when it happens. I see Shakur whooping that ass. 5'9" Leon, Tank not getting Floyd money. No way. You're not gonna. Yo, for Tank to get Floyd money, he gotta start fighting Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur. He gotta start beating guys like that to make Floyd money. He's never gonna make Floyd money with the guys that he fights. Not happening. It's just, or he gotta move up and weight and fight bigger guys that are big stars. You're not gonna make Floyd money like that. Hell no. Hell no. No chance. Eugene Pearson. 10 fights too small anyway. She's going to get hit with some shit in the rematch. We shall find out. We shall find out. 5'9" Leon. I don't think so. Shakur defense is way better than Roach, and Davis couldn't do nothing with Roach. That's my point. Roach went the distance with you, and Shakur's team. By the way, let me just point something out. Lamont Roach has one loss. You know who Lamont Roach lost to? Jamel Herring. The same Jamel Herring that Shakur stopped in the 10th round. So the triangle theory doesn't work in boxing. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm trying to show you. The guy who beat Lamont Roach, Shakur put the Swiss beats on him. That's at least something to consider. 4 a.m. Jordan, Shakur don't got no chin. I don't know. It's like you making that up out of thin air, my brother. Shakur never been dropped, never been hurt, never been wobbled. But you decided that he don't got no chin. I don't know how you decided that. That's why he's scared of Edwin. He beat Edwin De Los Santos with one hand. And again, come on, bro. Like, you talking about he's scared? Don't say that a fighter's scared of a guy he beat. Like, what are we talking about? Tyrell V. Boxing is a dangerous sport. But if you are an elite, you go into the sport in most cases because you love it. If you want to skate off later in your career, I'm not mad at you. You got to give the fans what they want. That's big facts, Tyrell V. That's big facts. As long as you fighting, like, as long as you fighting the guys that the fans don't want to see you fight, that the fans are not calling for, you're gonna get slack for it. People are gonna go at you for it. That's always gonna happen. Like, think about this. Even though Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, it turned out to be a great fight, but was anybody actually calling for that fight? Was anybody saying, yo, Tank needs to fight Lamont Roach? Was anybody saying that? No. No. Has Tank fought any of the guys that people want him to fight? No. Not even one. Not even one. Come on, man. 4 a.m. Jordan. He only threw 60 punches out of 12 rounds. That's scary. Yo, Lamont Roach outworked Tank. Threw more punches, landed more punches, threw more punches per round, landed more punches per round. Come on now. 5'9" Leon. Terrence Crawford said, I just don't like the dude talking about Tank. He being straightforward. He don't like him. But I will say, fighters, there's fighters that don't like Shakur. There's fighters that don't like Bud. A bunch of fighters that don't like Teofimo. So I don't make a lot of that because a lot of fighters are not liked by other fighters. But I will say, whether you admit it or not, Tank been ducking Shakur for the last 3 years. This guy will beat up Shakur on Twitter. He'll say everything, but let's fight. He won't send a contract. He won't say let's fight. Come on now. Only Tank fans don't see that duck. When Tank and when Tank and Lomachenko was in negotiations and that fell through, Tank didn't have an opponent. Shakur didn't have an opponent, and Shakur was like, "Yo, send the contract. Send the contract." And look what you're saying, 4 a.m. Jordan. 4 a.m. Jordan. Shakur's a keyboard warrior. Tank Davis is the biggest keyboard warrior there is. The biggest Twitter killer there is. He done beat up Devin Haney, beat up Teofimo Lopez, and beat up Shakur on Twitter. But won't ask any of them for a fight. Won't send any of them a contract. My man's is 30 years old and still hasn't fought any of the best guys in any of the divisions he's been on. But Shakur's the Twitter and the Twitter whatever and the keyboard warrior. Why Tank Davis say everything but let's fight? Shakur saying let's fight. I want to fight you. Send a contract. Teofimo Lopez, let's fight. Man, Teofimo even say, you know what? I'm going to stop saying let's fight because they not trying to fight me. I already know. They not trying to fight me. Yo, Shakur already gave up on calling for Tank. He gave up. He like, that's it, man. That nigga ain't trying to fight nobody. I'm tired of asking him, let's fight. Come on now. Come on now. And look, 4 a.m. Jordan, you talking about videos of him beating up Tio and Devin. Devin had that man calling for timeout, beating the shit out of him. But I guess you didn't see that video. And Teofimo Lopez was holding his hands at like 14 years old, putting hands on Tank. But you don't remember that either. And now you bringing up Tio got beat up by Cambosis. Come on, man. You're a tankomaniac. You're a tankomaniac. Tank Davis is refusing to fight. You see how you bringing up Tio lost to Cambosis? Tio beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer. And it was a reigning champion. Who Tank beat? Instead of you trying to discredit other fighters that beat somebody or that lost, who Tank beat? Who's the best? Who got the best resume out of the people Tank beat? Go ahead, 4 a.m. Jordan. Who got the best resume that Tank beat? Take your time. Google it. I'll wait. Take your time, my brother. I'll be happy to see who Tank beat. Or you must be a Devin cheerleader. Look at that. I'm asking you. You talk about the people who got beat. Other people's resume. As soon as somebody asks you for Tank resume, you must be a Devin cheerleader. He got beat up and ran. What? What? Are we serious? Tell me who Tank beat that was great. Who did Tank beat? You see what happens with Tankomaniacs? They talk about everybody's resume. But as soon as they ask them who Tank beat, oh, you're a cheerleader. You're a hater. I'm just asking you who Tank beat. Ah! Look, everybody in here, look at that. Look what's the biggest name that this man brought up. Pedraza. Yo, Pedraza, who's a stepping stone, who a gatekeeper, who nobody has ever felt like he was a great fighter, that's who Tank beat? Look at that. Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, a future Hall of Famer. Beat Josh Taylor, somebody who was undisputed, an undisputed champion who got stripped of 2 belts because he didn't want to pay sanctioning fees. An undisputed and a future Hall of Famer, Tank beat Pedraza. You should be embarrassed to say Pedraza, bro. You should be embarrassed. Look, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia never been a champion in his life. Oh my God. I'm talking about Hall of Famers and undisputed champion, and my man's brought up Pedraza and Ryan Garcia who never been a champion. Bro, you're embarrassing yourself. That's what make you a tankomaniac. Those are the best resumes in Tank Davis. Those are the names that you could bring up. My God, bro. My God. Ryan Garcia, that's who you got that Tank beat. That's embarrassing, bro. Guys that never won a title and guys that are gatekeepers. That's embarrassing, bro. I'm talking about Hall of Famers. I'm talking about undisputed champions. And that's what you got? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. That's embarrassing. That's mad embarrassing what you got. And look, that's why I like to talk with numbers, with factual information. Watch this. Watch this. Remember, my boy said Tank beat Pedraza, right? Yo, Lomachenko beat Pedraza. Jose Cepeda beat Pedraza. Jose Ramirez, who's gonna fight Devin Haney, beat Pedraza. Arnold Barboza, who's gonna fight Teofimo Lopez, beat Pedraza. Keyshawn Davis beat Pedraza. Ernesto Mercado beat Pedraza. Man, at this point, I think I could whoop Pedraza. What the hell are you talking about? This man said Pedraza. What are we doing, bro? Like, we want to defend Tank Davis that bad that we bringing up Pedraza? Yo, I think the people in this comment section could whoop Pedraza right now. Look at that man. Look how that man's record is looking, B. Pedraza's literally a stepping stone for fighters that are coming up to whoop him. And you talking about Pedraza. Like, you being serious? I'm bringing up Lomachenko, a future Hall of Famer. I'm bringing up Josh Taylor, a guy who was undisputed by beating 4 champions. And you bringing up Pedraza. You bringing up a gatekeeper that has never been in the pound for pound list, will never be on the pound for pound list, and pretty much got beat up by every up and coming fighter. Like, are we serious? And look how long ago was Pedraza, yo. How many years? How many years ago? That's what you got for Tank Davis' resume? A guy that he fought like 5, 6 years ago? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. James Lee, you saying Loma don't want to fight. Shut the fuck up. If you've been following boxing, if you haven't been fighting under a rock, Loma been calling out for Tank for like 4 years. They aged him out. Now they want to fight him. Do I need to show you the video with Floyd Mayweather saying, "Nah, we're not gonna fight Lomachenko. He wanna fight. He wanna fight now because he's getting old. We don't have no rush to fight him." Now Lomachenko is in his late 30s. Now they wanna fight him. They wanna age a nigga out and fight him now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Tank a maniac ass motherfucker. What are you talking about? William Allen, what about Ryan then? Bro, Ryan Garcia has never won a title. Ryan Garcia isn't a champion. Hasn't been a champion ever in his career. What are we talking about? Are we going to compare Ryan Garcia's resume to Lomachenko and Josh Taylor? An undisputed champion and a future Hall of Famer? Come on now. Come on now. 4 a.m. Jordan. 4M Jordan, Ryan beat the champ though. You see, that's what's funny about you Tankomaniacs. One day, you discrediting Ryan Garcia, you calling him a PED user, you shitting on him over steroids, you shitting on his whole record over steroids, but when it's time to defend Tank, now Ryan is a big win for him. Now Ryan Garcia is a big win. Like, keep the same energy. Now you don't want to discredit Ryan Garcia. Come on, man. Come on, man. James Lee, dude, Loma don't even got 30 fights. You see, you don't know shit about boxing. That's what you're saying that. You clearly don't know shit about boxing, James Lee. Because if you knew boxing, you would understand that because Loma was doing his thing in the amateurs, when he came in the boxing game, he went straight to business. He went straight to work. While your favorite fighters fought 10 or 15 janitors and Wendy's burger flippers to start their careers and got easy wins, Lomachenko don't got no easy wins on his record. Lomachenko has never faced an opponent with a losing record in his whole career. Learn boxing. So those little bit of fights that you're talking about, they're all either champions future champions, reigning champions, former champions. That's all Lomachenko got in his resume. The 10 and 15 bumps that your favorite fighters got on their resume, Lomachenko don't got that. You got guys out there fighting school teachers, cleaners. Lomachenko don't got that in his resume. He went straight to work. So the number of his fights don't matter. He beat more champion than a lot of people in active boxing right now. Why you don't get about that? With those little bit of fights that you're talking about, that he don't even got 30, with those little bit of fights, the guy's a 4 division champion. The guy's a unified champion. That guy beat more champions than most of your favorite boxers. Shut the fuck up. You don't know shit about boxing. Bringing up the number of fights. That's why there's. If you think a number of fights means something, it's because you don't know shit about boxing. Tank beat Rolly easily. He said Tank beat. I'm not even going to answer to that, man. Come on, man. Mark D. Bay. After the Roach performance, I think Loma will still beat Tank. If Roach was able to frustrate Tank, Loma might drive him insane. I mean, to be honest, that's a good argument, but I just don't know. Because we got to consider Lomachenko's inactivity and how old he is. I think he like 35, 36. So I think, you know, if Lomachenko lost a step, Tank, I think, knocks him out. Because it's going to be hard for him to, I think on points, he could beat Tank, but can he last 12 rounds on Tank at 30 in his mid-30s? I don't know, my brother. I don't know. William Allen. Shakur be fighting students also. You know what's the difference? Nobody want to fight Shakur. Tank Davis don't want to fight Shakur. Devin Haney don't want to fight Shakur. Teofimo don't want to fight Shakur. Shakur is literally the boogeyman that nobody want to admit it. Nobody want to admit that Shakur is the boogeyman. Meanwhile, we don't see none of those big names saying, I want to. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez both been calling out a Tank Davis fight. Lomachenko lasted like 3 years calling for a Tank Davis fight. None of those guys want to fight Shakur. Lomachenko is top rank. Shakur was with top rank. Bob Arum was trying to make that fight. Lomachenko refused to fight Shakur. Teofimo Lopez, a top-ranked fighter, refused to fight Shakur. So Shakur is literally the boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight him. There's a reason why they don't want to fight him. I know the reason they don't want to fight him. Some of you know the reason they don't want to fight him. Because they don't want to take that L. They know they're going to get outboxed. Easy work. Look at that. William Allen. Shakur fights nobody. I don't know. Maybe you don't know shit about boxing because Oscar Valdez was a multi-division champion when he was undefeated and Shakur beat him. If you say Oscar Valdez is a nobody, you don't know shit about boxing. Shakur beat Jamel Herring, who was a reigning champion, to take his belt. If you say he's a nobody, you don't know shit about boxing. If you don't know Edwin De Los Santos and what he brings to the game, you don't know shit about boxing. That's the point. When you don't know shit about boxing, you think the somebodies are only the big superstars. If you're not a superstar, you're a nobody. You don't know shit about boxing. People who know boxing know what Edwin De Los Santos is. People who know boxing know Oscar Valdez. They know Jamel Herring. And they know what them dudes bring to the table. So you either don't know shit about boxing or you just simply hate on Shakur. Another Shakur hater. The guy's beating. Matter of fact, I'll put it to you like this. Shakur beat 2 reigning champions in Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez. What reigning champion Tank Davis beat? Pedraza. He beat Pedraza. And you talking about Shakur beat nobodies? Tank Davis beat Pedraza, yo. That's the biggest name, the biggest champion you could bring up because that's the only champion he beat. That's embarrassing. My man's is 30 years old. Shakur beat more champions than Tank. Teofimo Lopez beat more champions than Tank. And Devin Haney beat more champions than Tank. And they all in their 20s. You see how the facts destroy the opinions? Come on now. Let's talk facts. Mark D. Bay. That's the difference. Everyone is ducking Shakur and they trying to make it seem like he does the same as Tank. No, Tank can fight whoever but fight no one. Shakur tries to fight and nobody want to fight him. That's a fact. And I'm going to put it to you like this, my peoples. So to prove to you, to show you that Shakur Stevenson is literally the boogeyman, how Devin Haney was undisputed in the 135 division, bro. And as soon as Shakur enforces mandatory, my nigga left the whole division and vacated all his straps. Devin Haney is on interview. Go get it, money. What's the deal, my G? Go get it, the money. What's good, my brother? Yo, Devin Haney is on video saying, I'll never vacate my titles. I'm staying undisputed. The moment Shakur Stevenson became his mandatory, he made a crazy lowball offer. Shakur countered that lowball offer by saying to the sanctioning body, by enforcing his mandatory. When they enforced the mandatory and said, Devin Haney, you got to go to negotiations or go to purse bid, Devin Haney vacated all the titles. Devin Haney preferred to vacate all his titles than to defend against Shakur. Come on now. Come on now, my people. Shakur is literally the boogeyman. Nobody want to fight this dude. Nobody want to fight him. Meanwhile, Tank Davis is murdering everybody on Twitter, saying everything but let's fight. Won't send Shakur a contract. Won't send Devin Haney a contract. Won't send Teofimo a contract. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here, my people? On Lace, Jay Smith, those boxing medals behind you, nah, my brother, I run. Like after, because I was an amateur boxer, so when I started boxing as an amateur, obviously you got to run, right? So when I stopped boxing years later, I was this close to being diabetic. And the only thing that could save me was running, because that helped me burn sugar and burn grease. So I started running. And then I used to hate running, but now I enjoy it. I haven't been able to run for a month because I had surgery, but I actually start running again next Monday. So on Monday I'm gonna be running and actually be posting running videos as well. The Minute of Truth with S. Nathan Jr. Shakur should have took that lowball offer just like Haney did against Kambosos. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you, my brother, on that one. And I'm sure you're gonna understand what I'm saying because I got a feeling you know boxing. Devin Haney had no choice. You know why Devin Haney had no choice? Because Kambosos was a champion and he was a champion, which means Devin Haney was never going to be Kambosos mandatory. Remember, if I'm a champion here and you're a champion there, I'm not ranked in your sanctioning body and you're not ranked in my sanctioning body. So Kambosos was never going to be mandatory. Devin Haney had to take it or leave it. He had no choice. With Shakur Stevenson is different because Shakur Stevenson was the mandatory. And as the mandatory, he enforced it. And what did Devin Haney do? Vacate all the titles. He literally deboed Devin Haney out of his titles. If Devin Haney would have said, forget it, Kambosos, I'm not going to fight you, Kambosos would have kept his titles. Devin Haney had no leverage to pressure Kambosos. That's why he had to fight in Australia. He had to give Kambosos a bag because Kambosos had all the leverage. Kambosos was like, yo, look, this is going to be the terms to fight me or there's no fight. There was nothing Devin Haney could do but say yes. Shakur Stevenson did have leverage because Shakur Stevenson said, you know what? That's a lowball offer, sanctioning body. I'm the mandatory. Go ahead and enforce this, please. And they enforced it. They gave Devin Haney a deadline or it was going to purse bid. And if you remember, my brother, less than a week before the purse bid, Devin Haney dropped the titles and went to 140. One of the biggest duck moves that we've seen in recent history. And people try to make it seem like it was Shakur ducking. How you enforce your mandatory, force somebody to fight you, they drop the titles, run to another division, and you're the one that's ducking. That was like the craziest narrative that I ever seen in my life. Shakur deboed this guy out of his titles, and Haney fans were saying it was Shakur that ducked him. That was crazy. J Dub, the commission didn't overturn the decision. Um, they knew, I knew they wasn't, but that's politics of boxing. I mean, that's always going to be a controversy behind that draw. People will always talk about it. This is not just going to disappear, because at the end of the day, the New York Athletic Commission admitted that there was a mistake. The referee made a mistake, and it should have been a knockdown. It should have been a point deduction. And then they went into a review, and after admitting that, we admitted that there was a mistake, but we're not gonna fix it. We're gonna leave it like that. So that's bad. That's bad business. It's almost like the mafia is running boxing. Somebody made a call, yo, athletic commission, we're gonna send you this little bag right here. We need you to leave it like that. Yeah, it's a mistake. Yeah, you already told everybody the referee messed up, but we need to leave it like that. You ain't changing nothing. Take this little check we send to you and leave it like that. That's what it looked like. Cam J Network. Devin also vacated his WBC 140 title after Top Rank won the purse bid for Herney versus Sander Martin. Sander took two step-aside paydays for Haney to fight Prograis and Ryan Garcia. And Sander Martin, he's the guy who put hands on a lot of people. Sander Martin can fight. But, I'm going to be honest, Devin Haney not fighting Sander Martin, I don't knock him for that. And the reason I don't knock him for that is because I know at this point in his career, he's trying to make the biggest money fights. The review, this review was useless and pointless. Why do you review if you're not going to change nothing? Why review it? Give me a second, my peoples. Give me a second. So that's facts, my brother. Why would you review a fight when you know a mistake was made and you decide that you're not gonna change that mistake? There was no point in the review. Facts, my brother. I'm in the Dominican Republic. The weather is beautiful out here. 'Cause I hate the cold anyways. But check out my view. Check out my view. But my peoples, nah, I'm not in Romana, I'm in Santiago. But the bottom line, my peoples, we all have to see how is it going to play out when it comes to Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis. Yo, the younger fighters got the better resume. None of those guys, remember, Teofimo, Devin, Shakur, none of them are 30 years old yet. And they got a better resume. They fought better guys. Look, when we asked the magic question, who Tank Davis beat? My boy said Pedraza. Pedraza's literally a gatekeeper that's been getting beat up by a bunch of people. Ryan Garcia never won a title in his career. So these young guns, they already have a few tough, good fights that they had to win. Superman, Smith, you live out there since being in NYC? Yup. I actually grew up in NYC, by the way. That's where I grew up at. But I've been here for over 10 years. And again, my peoples, and again, for those who say that I'm a Tank Davis hater, yo, whether you believe it or not, I could tell by the trees, Warlock Boxing. Whether you believe it or not, yo, I'm actually a Tank Davis fan. I like I like what he do in the ring. Tank Davis is an explosive fighter. I've been following Tank for years. I love what he does in the ring. And when you see me talking about what the New York State Athletic Commission did, I'm not talking about Tank Davis. I haven't said anything about Tank Davis. All I said is that, yo, how do you know the referee make a mistake? You admit that the referee made a mistake, and you decide not to fix it. He made a mistake, but we're gonna leave it like that. Come on, bro. Come on, my people. We we gotta keep it 100. If we look at other sports, when they do a review, the point of a review is to find out if there was some type of mistake, and if there is a mistake, they fix it. If there isn't a mistake, they allow the ruling to stay as is. We just found out in boxing, if there's a mistake and they review it, it's gonna stay the same anyway. What the hell's the point? Yo, you know how I felt like the New York State Athletic Commission, they were under pressure, and they said, okay, we're gonna review it. We're gonna review it. But when they started their review, they got pressured real hard by Tank Davis people, and they were like, oh, we can't change this. They didn't change it. I don't believe that review, that decision is gonna benefit boxing. It's gonna benefit Tank Davis, yeah, but it's not gonna benefit boxing, my peoples. I'm telling you. When you start seeing other fighters taking a knee and arguing that there should be no point deduction because Tank Davis didn't have a point deduction, what then? When you see all these other people saying, yo, they cheated. They cheated Lamont Roach. Boxing is fake. Boxing is scripted. What then, my peoples? What then? So we're going back to right all the wrongs in boxing. Again, you want to talk about all the wrongs in boxing. All the wrongs in boxing was not under review by the New York State Athletic Commission. You want to point about all the wrongs in boxing? We're not talking about all the wrongs. We're talking about this one that was under review and could have been fixed and wasn't. Gold Black, my brother, you keep wanting to point at a different fight, at somebody else. It's this one that was under review. All those other fights that you can point out as a deflection tactic, they was not under review like this one. This is the one time that boxing could have fixed it, that they could have got it right, that they could have said, nah, look, we're legitimate. We respect the rules, and we're going to fix it. And they chose not to, brother. Come on, man. You keep wanting to talk about other different things. It's this one that was under review. All them other things that you keep bringing up, they wasn't. Eugene Pearson, you will never see that an argument people made too. What if someone else did what Tank did the same night? That's the point. They don't say that. They talk about fights that don't even got nothing to do with what happened in this fight. Somebody told me, when you ever seen a review be changed? Bro, when you ever seen a fighter take a knee and the referee not do a count and the fighter walk to the corner, get his face wiped mid-round? You ain't never seen that shit before. If you never seen it before, how you gonna ask who did that? It's never happened. On Lace, PBC put in the call, promising to never bring PBC event back to NYC. I don't think it's PBC. I think it's more focusing on Tank, because PBC is going to shit slowly. The PBC, yo, look at how many cards PBC got this whole year. They had that one card. How many cards they got this whole year? People don't even realize that deal they did with Amazon, that people thought it was a great deal. That was a horrible deal. A horrible deal. Don't you see that after they went to Amazon, mad fighters have left from PBC? Mad people left from PBC. Who who are yo? Somebody in this comment section, and you're gonna have to Google it. Tell me the 5 best PBC fighters right now that are active. The Charlo brothers, they not active. Keith Thurman, he ain't fighting over 2 years. He might even get beat up in his next fight. Come on now. Who PBC got? This is this is a promotional company that had a bunch of great fighters that were all famous, all known. Who they got now? Who PBC got now? So PBC don't even got no leverage. They went to Amazon and most of their best fighters already left the promotion. And it's not like people dying to go fight in Amazon. PBC got Lubin, Go Black. They don't want to get involved too much in live boxing. It was a good call. Hey, bro, if you think it was a good call, salute to you. S, yo, I had to get a mole checked out at the doctor's, and the doctor said the mole looked like completely normal, but I should have just left it in the garden. Superman on lace, that's a fact. The call extra bread, etc. Superman, Tank brings in a lot of money. You're right about that, my brother. Tank is one of the cash cows in boxing. But a decision, a review, and a decision should not be made because you make more money or because you're more famous. That's called corruption. It's called corruption. Go get the money. Just they broke the rules right in our faces. Tank Mad made more money and they want part of the Tank purse. William Allen, Keith Thurman, more entertaining than Shakur at least. You see? If you want to be entertained, cool. You could be entertained by Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman hasn't been in the ring, hasn't fought, got beat up by Manny Pacquiao, by a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Well, you know, enjoy watching Keith Thurman, but he's never going to accomplish what Shakur's accomplishing. You could enjoy it, but when the history books are looked into, Shakur Stevenson is going to be way better than Keith Thurman. That's it. Keith Thurman was on the way up, and his last big win was Danny Garcia. How many years ago that was? Ever since Danny Garcia, what has Keith Thurman done? What has he done? Absolutely nothing. But talk a lot and get beat up by Manny Pacquiao. And by the way, he got gifted a decision versus somebody that we don't even know like that. Gifted a decision. He took hella punishment. William Allen, Keith Thurman, more entertaining than Shakur at least. Eugene Pearson. Gervonta, I think, I got like 4 fights left now, bro. I don't know how many fights Gervonta Tank Davis has left, because he has been talking about retiring, but I think he's gonna have fight, you know, maybe a couple more years. He's only 30 years old. He's still in his prime. He still can knock a guy out with one punch. So I don't believe he's gonna retire and leave all that money on the table. Because from now on, the more Tank fights, the more money he's gonna make. So I don't think he's just gonna retire. Go Black. Let's not talk about PED Pacquiao, please. Well, Manny Pacquiao never tested positive. There's a lot of people that also say PED Floyd, because remember when Floyd got caught? When Floyd got caught with them saline, when Floyd got caught with the injections and all that right before fighting Manny Pacquiao, that was real suspicious. But you see, neither one of them tested positive. If you don't want to point at one guy, you shouldn't point at the other. Let's talk with proof, bro. Let's not bring up conspiracy. Because there's a lot of people that think Floyd was on PEDs too. And as soon as they say that, I say, no, no, no. He didn't test positive. Don't make up your own shit out of thin air. If you want to make up out of thin air that Manny was on PEDs, now you cap. That's capping. Go Black. Lloyd wanted to do Olympic-style testing. Floyd wanted to do Olympic-style testing. I'll remind you that Floyd wanted to do that with USADA. USADA is the same people that caught Floyd illegally administering IV. Illegally. You know why IV is illegal, my brother? Because IVs are used to mask steroids. That's why they're illegal. And they caught. Let me tell y'all something about IV Gate. And I want y'all to listen to this real good, my peoples, because a lot of people don't know how it really went down. So I want you to please go black and everybody else. I ask you, I beg you, please listen to what I'm about to tell you. When Floyd Mayweather was going to fight Manny Pacquiao, literally the day before the fight, he got caught administering IV. The people that do the testing, they went to the location where Floyd was at and they caught them administering IV. But listen on, Lays, before you answer. They caught him doing the IV, which was illegal. It was illegal, right? Now, the protocol, the procedure is that they're supposed to go to Manny Pacquiao and tell him, yo, we caught Floyd with an IV. You still want to fight him? Guess what, my peoples? They never reported it to Manny Pacquiao and his team until after the fight. They didn't report it. They didn't, once again, with another star, they did not follow the rules. They kept it quiet and reported it to Manny Pacquiao after the fight. That's one problem. But I'm going to give you a second problem, which is real suspect. Listen to this very careful, my peoples. If you know me, you already know I never cap. When Floyd got caught with the IV, that was illegal. That was supposed to be reported right away to the public. It was not. They kept it a secret for Floyd Mayweather, right? And 2 weeks after the fight, that's the key word, my peoples. After the fight, they gave Floyd an exemption, saying that he could use it. They gave Floyd Mayweather an exemption to use the IV 2 weeks after he had already used it. So unless when you say IV rehydration, that's because they chose to believe what Floyd told them. But when they were supposed to report it the same day, those things were supposed to be taken from Floyd and got tested separately. That did not happen. It's rehydration because Floyd said so. There was no testing of anything that was being administered to Floyd. So when you say it's rehydration, we're taking Floyd Mayweather's word for it. All of that was suspect. But guess what? I don't do conspiracies, my people. I don't do conspiracies. So whenever somebody told me, yo, Floyd did steroids, I'm like, nah, buddy. Floyd never tested positive. That situation was suspect, but there's no proof. There's no proof that he did steroids. Go black, you don't take steroids the day of the fight. IV is just rehydration. Most fighters take IV before the fight. That's 100% cap, my brother. Taking IV is illegal unless you get an exemption and they have to be able to test you to see what you're taking. In case you didn't know, IV is also a diluent. IV can be used to mask steroids in your system. It is illegal. IV is illegal. You cannot take IV. And if you're gonna take IV, you need an exemption, because when they give you an exemption, that means they can show up, oh, you're taking IV, let me see that. They can take that from you and test it. That never happened with Floyd. The protocol that was supposed to be followed with Floyd Mayweather was not followed. They did not confiscate the IV, number one. They did not report it to Manny Pacquiao, number two. And they did not report that they found him with an IV, number three. And they gave him an exception to use the IV like 3 weeks after he had already used it. What's not suspect about that, my people? Come on now. Come on now. everything was suspect about that. But again, suspect doesn't mean that he took steroids. It being suspicious. It being suspicious, my peoples, doesn't mean that he took steroids. It was suspect. But I can't tell you that Floyd Mayweather did steroids because of that situation. Oh my God, yo, my boys out here bringing Lance Armstrong and Marion Jones, people from different sports. Like, what the hell does that got to do with anything, B? You see? Yeah, like, bring up stuff that is actually relevant. Bring up stuff that actually relevant. That's irrelevant. Marion Jones and Lance Armstrong and all that, that's irrelevant. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. Come on, my peoples. See? So, check it, my peoples. I got my son over here with me, so it's time to be a daddy. First of all, everybody who hit that like button, I appreciate you. Vamos a comprarte ahora. We're gonna buy a toy right now for you. We're gonna buy you that Batman. My peoples, salute to everybody who dropped in, who talk boxing with me. My Go Black. It's irrelevant because it's a different sport and they follow different procedures. It's irrelevant. But I appreciate you defending Tank at all costs, coming in and we go at it. We're gonna keep going at it. We gotta talk, my peoples, about the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez card in Times Square. That's gonna be crazy. They're gonna be fighting surrounded by skyscrapers. We never seen that before. I appreciate everybody who hit the like button. I appreciate everybody who come through and show me love. Y'all already know what it is, my people. This is Box Center. Oh, I want to show you something. If you still here, I want to show you something, my people. To those, there's a couple of people that asked me today, yo, Jay, why you say this is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show? I'm going to show you right now, my people, so you understand why I say that. Look, that's my Instagram right there. J Smith 134. You see it right there? That's me, right? Let me know. Look, I pulled up my stories. Check out my stories, my people. Who y'all recognize right there? Can you see it? Can you see my screen? Let me see. Who y'all recognize from that story? So that's Terrence Buck Crawford, Keyshawn Davis, Gabriella. Oh, look at this, my people. Look at this. Look at this. That one story was seen by Buck Crawford, Lamont Roach, Gabriela Fundora is undisputed, Clarissa Shields is undisputed, and Terrence Crawford is undisputed. All three of them saw this story, my people. Look. Look at Bud. Look at Fundora, Gabriela Fundora, she's undisputed. And look at Clarissa Shields, she's undisputed. Look at Lamont Roach, actually saw this story. Keyshawn Davis saw it. So that's why, my people, this is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. I promise you, most of the best fighters in the world. Oh, look at this. Y'all see Eddie Hearn? I don't know if you can see it. The screen is crazy right now. But I promise you, most of the best fighters in the world be checking me out. They be trying to see what I'm talking about and what I got to say about the sport of boxing. So that's why this is your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Salute to everybody, my peoples. One love. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'll tap in with y'all ladies.